everybody? I'm your host, Brian Watkins, and welcome to another edition of the Brian Watkins channel. My subject today is what I miss most about Death Row Records. The reason why I'm making this video is for all the other fans all across the world that feel the same way that I do. Let's get started. I remember coming into a knowledge of Death Row Records. I knew it was in 90. I'm gonna go with 92. The fall of 92. Yep. Because I was living on Danbury. I just broke up with my girlfriend. And Danbury it's in Detroit, Michigan, off of West 8 Mile and John R. Road. And I just started working for Wendy's in Hazel Park on 9 Mile off of John R. Road. And I was a cook. I was actually employee of the month at Wendy's. This was when they had the all-you-can-eat salad bar. So my coworkers, they kept talking about the Chronic, and I had heard this one song, "Ain't Nothing But a G Thing," and the fact that I always had been a fan of Dr. Dre when he was with NWA. He produced the music. So what made me pay attention to the record label, I do recall Snoop Dogg saying, what did he say? Death Row is the label that pays me. Okay. And I think I saw a video and it had executive producer Suge Knight. So, of course, ain't nothing but a G thing, it was a serious hit. It had put Snoop Dogg on the map. So as time progressed and they started coming out with a lot of stuff, and I saw their logo, Death Row, Dog Pound, Lady of Rage, Corrupt, Nate Dogg, may he rest in peace, Tupac Shakur, may he rest in peace. I was always impressed with how Dr. Dre took his talent that went all the way back to when he was with the Wrecking Crew. He was making the songs I would hear when I was going to Persian High School as a freshman, sophomore, junior. I would hear songs, Dr. Dre, 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 Dr. Dre, dun-dun-dun-ch, dun-dun-dun-dun-ch, dun-dun-dun-ch, dun-dun-dun-ch, dun-dun-dun. I didn't know that was him. Or that song, Before You Turn Off the Lights. It was a girl that was singing it. That was the Dr. Dre. And I had wondered, I said, is that the same person? But when he took that talent and then went to Ruthless Records and laid the production skills down for Eazy-E, may he rest in peace, and then took that and went to Death Row. And man, when I finally heard the Chronic album, I was like, wow. Whew, production was awesome. So when I finally got a chance to see who Suge Knight was and how he was handling things, and Dr. Dre and the whole Death Row family, and I found out they had made I think it was $400 million. I was like, whoa. He on his own record. They collectively owned the record label together, and they was just cranking out hits. Death Row's greatest hits. I'm like, okay, all right. It just exploded, and I was impressed. So I miss the fact of seeing how they could have been much bigger than what they were. But as we all know, what took place, what led to the rise and fall of Death Row, it was just no way around it. And it's sad because you got Rap-A-Lot the same way, and they still here. You know what I mean? So it could have been done, but according to what the reason that Dre left Death Row, and we know when Dre left Death Row was destined to be gone. Right? Right. Don't get me wrong. A lot of talented artists was on the roster. Do not get me wrong. But again, we all know when Dr. Dre touched something, it turns to gold, well, platinum. And to prove it, look when he left Death Row and started Aftermath. Slim Shady, Eminem, 50 Cent, um, Kendrick Lamar. So we all know who got the talent. Dr. Dre. Yep. And Suge Knight, like I said, Tupac. I like how when Tupac got out of prison, he came and bust with them 3 albums and was already working on some other stuff. He was the first rap artist that ever came out with a double CD. The only one that did that prior to that was Prince. May he rest in peace. So I learned a lot from Death Row. I did. You know, it helped me develop an ear for talent within myself and others. It taught me the understanding of marketing, finance, distribution. You know, um, I learned a lot. So I missed them. But when you have that type of uh, drama in a record label like that, we see what happened. Dre left, Death Row died. So there you have it. What I miss about Death Row from a business perspective and a creative perspective, everything. But it is what it is. So by all means, tune in for the next episode of another set of videos on the Brian Watkins channel. Subscribe to my channel, get a chance to win some cash, and also don't forget to support the Brian Watkins channel by making a donation to the link in my descriptive box. Don't you go anywhere.